Hello, I'm Tim Durham with Durham's Bee Farm, and I'm going to cover a subject here. Spring is not far away. It'll be here before you know it. If you have an inclination that you would like to go out and get a swarm, it will save a lot of money, and you will have fun doing it. You'll really have fun doing it. Now, this particular video is going to be kind of geared toward people that would like to get 2 or 3 swarms, or 4, whatever. If the public walks out and they find a swarm hanging in their tree next spring, they will call the police department, the sheriff's department, the pest control companies. Now, it will take you a little work, but you can even go by the dispatcher and wait right before spring. Go by there, call them, all of them, and tell them that if the public calls and they've got a swarm hanging in their yard, give them your number, and they will be happy. They will be very happy to do so. Now, this introduction here is introducing a video that my son made last spring, and I think it merits showing it again. They say you shouldn't show a video, again, but let me emphasize a few things on it and explain why it is so marvelous. I wish I had this idea 45 years ago. My son invented it, and it's absolutely marvelous. Now, you will need a generator. He paid $125 for this small generator. Most people can use a generator around the house other times. And he also used a pretty good sized vacuum cleaner. But pay attention to everything he says. And he learned that he had to cut a hole in the bottom of the vacuum cleaner and put the vacuum hose in there, because if he sucked the bees through the top where the original top is, that it would damage the bees and kill them. So he cut a hole at the bottom to fit the hose just right, and then he taped up the top. Now, later on, you need to use that vacuum cleaner for you need to use it for the vacuum cleaner. You can tape the bottom hole, open the top one up, and now you still have your vacuum cleaner. These bee vacs in the bee stores, bee supply houses, $350, and you can do it for cheap and use both items for something else. Very versatile. Now, you will notice when you go get a swarm with this vacuum cleaner, it's hooked up to a small generator, so it's running at all times. You vacuum the bees up, and you put it in the back of your pickup truck. You let the alternator keep running, and it keeps the bees cool. I don't care what kind of bee vac that you vacuum the bees up in. If you don't have a generator keeping the breeze going through there, they will get too hot and die. That's just almost guaranteed. Now, if you're vacuuming bees up, and my son, he addresses this, but if you're vacuum bees up from a wall, you don't have any trouble of any of them falling. But if you're vacuuming bees up like he did, and a lot of times the bees are hanging on something, and they're hanging down in a cluster. Now, when it's like that, get you a piece of cardboard like this, and simply just hold this piece of cardboard on the back side of the swarm and up next to them, and then start with your vacuum cleaner and start vacuuming from the bottom, and this piece of cardboard will keep any of them from falling. And once you vacuum up 99% of them, you can back off and move everything away from it, and the bees, what few bees are still flying, they will light back where they were. Then you can go back and vacuum them up. You can also get swarms up real high with this, or higher than you normally would be able to. Get a pole and tape your vacuum to a pole, and it will work well that way. Pay attention to what kind of hose that my son said he uses. That's important. If you have any questions or comments, just go right down below in the comment section, comment in there and send it, and I will answer your questions, or you can make comments or suggestions. I welcome them. Now, this is kind of personal here. You know, we all have Democrat for friends, we have Republicans for friends and everything. Well, I was over at my friends, they're Democrats, and I was over there and I asked their little girl, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she said, I want to be the President of the United States. And I said, well, that's nice. I said, when you're president, what would you like to do? She said, well, I'd like to feed all the homeless and give them a place to live. And I said, well, that's very honorable. I told her, I said, well, honey, you don't have to wait till you're grown up. I said, you can come over to my house and cut my grass and rake my leaves and pull my weeds out of my flower bed and sweep my sidewalk and my driveway, and I will give you $50. And then you can take that $50 over to the grocery store where that homeless man hangs out, and you can give him that $50 and he can buy food and apply it on his housing. And she thought a minute and looked me dead straight in the eye. She said, well, how come, why would I do that when you can just have that homeless man come over here and cut your grass and rake your leaves and sweep your sidewalks? I said, I said, darling, welcome to the Republican Party. Their parents, they're not speaking to me yet. I'm just joking, they are. They don't mind a little humor. So anyhow, y'all have a good day, and if you have any questions, go down below and send me a comment, and I'll be glad to help you. Bye-bye.
Alright, so we've done several videos on rescuing a swarm of bees using a shop vac. And then this is just a plain old shop vac. And for honeybees, the real secret is to have the hose coming into the bottom of the shop vac so that you do not kill the bees. They come in the top, you'll kill them. But they come in the bottom, they'll land in the open space, and it will not hurt them whatsoever. You'll have 0 fatalities. And the other secret is to use a wood sawdust collection hose, because it's very smooth on the inside. So when the bees travel through the hose, they're not hitting sharp ridges, and they'll go. When you do this, you want to move very quickly. You begin to spread the aroma of the queen, especially once the queen's in here, and they will begin to fly all over. So once we begin this, we will go very quickly and suck them all in here, and then we'll leave this vacuum cleaner on a summer day. You want to leave the vacuum cleaner running all the time until you put them into the beehive. Otherwise, they'll overheat if you put them in the back of the vehicle and just turn it off. So we're going to crank it up. I actually have a plug on the top so that all the suction will come through the bottom. I use a little wider piece here. We'll just go from the bottom and suck them up, and then we should be able to move pretty quickly. Here we go. unfortunately, some of them drop, they're gonna fly around. So they will all come back and land back here as soon as they do. Then, you know, you can just hold your hose right here at the main part of the swarm, and you'll just collect them. And obviously, with it being a swarm of bees, you can never get 100% of them. When you get out of here with 98, 99%, then that'll be good. They'll land. It'll take just a minute. Ideally, I would even probably have a little bit bigger for a situation when they're hanging, because when you do a big blob of them in, some of them will fall. If you had a pan or something to put underneath just to keep them from dropping completely, then you can literally suck them all up without even a group of them falling and going airborne. And at that point, you don't have any problem. If they're on a wall, you can go and suck them up the wall and really don't have any drop. But in case you got a big ball, ideally I should have had like a piece of cardboard or something underneath to keep them from dropping down and keep them from flying around. But they'll settle down very quickly, and then we'll just come and vacuum them up. You can even hold the hose down here and you can just let it sit there. If you got a way to fix it, as they fly by, you'll just suck them in. I won't sit here and show all that, but I will. Once you're traveling, you can see the bees. Uh-oh. All right. Now, the bees, the suction of the vacuum cleaner, they cannot come out. So as we're traveling, you know, going back to wherever we're going, they'll just sit there at that hole and they will not come out. So you can travel as far as you want. You're keeping them cool, and you keep them from ever coming out by just letting it run on a generator. And you know, I just use a little old small generator. So there's a little 1800 watt. You can get that on Amazon for about 125 bucks. So works like a champ. So anyway, that's it. We'll go ahead and cut it off. We're gonna wait on these just to finish settling down. We'll vacuum all those up, and then it'll be mission accomplished in about 4 to 5 minutes. They're captured. All right. Yeah.